Now, from Arkansas's News and Information Center, this is THV 11 This Morning.
Good morning and thanks for joining us today. I'm Elise Edie alongside Tom Brannon and Ashley Blackstone. Thursday, August 6th.
Yes, Tom, it's 6:30. Countdown to vacation time for Tommy B.
Time off.
I know you people out there feel like I probably take too much as it is, but when you've been here for how many years? 58, 59
57 years, like Tom, you can
get,
do that.
You get plenty of it. Hal Mitchum's been here 83. He gets like 9 weeks vacation.
Some old folks around here.
Probably does.
Yeah.
We will miss you, but we'll get
Yeah,
a little
we will.
break from you just for a little bit.
We'll miss you, but we're glad you're going, Tom. Enjoy your time away.
Kind of jealous. We wish we could jump on board the bandwagon and head with
Yeah,
you.
for real.
I hope the weather's nice where we're going. I hope it is. We've been keeping an eye on things. Did it rain on you?
It did a little bit,
A little
but
bit.
yeah, that's okay.
He's going to Disney World, folks. He's going
Well,
to
there
Disney
you go.
World.
You had to go
Well,
and-
you
you
asked
had to
Elise,
throw it out
did
there.
it rain on her?
Well,
so.
it was like
Well,
the
there you go.
elephant in the room. Like, well, where's he going?
Exactly.
Like yeah.
Okay. Well, there you. Yeah. I've always wanted to go.
And wear the Mickey ears as well.
Right, he will.
And spend every ounce of money that you've
Yeah,
had saved
your-
up
your
for 9
entire
years.
paycheck.
Exactly.
Hopefully, though, the weather
No,
will
I'm
be
spending. It's Craig O'Neill's paycheck I'm spending. That's what I'm doing. There you go.
And Buckner's paycheck.
And Buckner's paycheck. Yeah, let's talk about the weather, because what's happening here with the rain and thunder, actually going to affect folks over the southeast, including Florida, Georgia, South Carolina. There you go. For those of you that are familiar with Carolina, the Carolina coast, have had a little rain and thunder this week as well. Here's your coast of Heber Springs in Greer's Ferry Lake, where skies are mostly cloudy and we have a little bit of light rain shower activity here and there. Storms will diminish, and then heat advisory settling in. A blast of weekend heat coming in. We'll look for temperatures this weekend in the upper 90s to near 100. A heat warning in effect, or heat advisory, I should say, for places like Russellville, Searcy, even Heber Springs and Clinton. Points south of that, it's going to feel like 105 to 110. We're at 76 right now, with an east-northeast wind at 3. 70 Harrison, 81 Camden, 71 in Mountain Home. Jonesboro 69. And south of that front, well south of the front, will climb quickly here today. Monticello 82 degrees. And a few scattered showers and thunderstorms still in East Arkansas. And 1 or 2 now developing in Saline County and a few more out west. Here's the extended outlook. It dries out and it heats up. Heading into the weekend, temperatures in the upper 90s to near 100. It's going to be hot, ladies.
Thanks a lot. Right now, more than 14 Searcy families are without a home.
Yesterday's storms caused a lot of damage, especially in White County. That is where high winds blew off the roof in an apartment complex. It happened at Race Street Apartments. Those families now being helped by the American Red Cross.
Police say no one was hurt, but tenants say it was a scary experience.
Just see water just pouring down the walls.
I have my furniture's soaked. My bed is probably ruined. I don't know what the closet looks like.
A nearby nursing home also saw some damage, and there are reports of several cracked and fallen trees. No word yet on damage estimates, however, from the city.
And with a storm comes power outages. Right now, you're looking at a map from Entergy Arkansas, and they're reporting more than 8,000 customers are in the dark.
The majority of those are in Garland and Pope counties. First Electric Cooperative, meanwhile, not reporting a major outage.
The extreme summer heat also causing problems. Just within the past week, 5 workers across the state have been hospitalized due to heat illnesses.
Now many businesses are making special arrangements for its employees who do work outside. Here in Little Rock, for example, solid waste crews are part of that group.
We had some of the employees that got overheated, and they had talked about, trying to change up. So we'll adjust our work schedule from 7 o'clock to 6:30 in the morning time to give them a 30 minutes cool down.
North Little Rock Sanitation is also starting their days a little bit earlier, and we spoke with several landscaping crews and car washers who say they're stocking up on water and also taking frequent breaks.
The Little Rock Zoo also making sure its animals stay safe. A spokesperson says schedules have been adjusted for some of the animal exhibits. They're also providing water and heat safety tips for visitors.
Zookeepers say the animals do have access to cooled indoor areas and also water and ice treats as well. Little Rock police are needing your help finding a missing woman.
Arkansas State Police have issued a silver alert for Christy Pennebaker. Officials say the 51-year-old was reported missing yesterday by her family. Officers say she may be suicidal and is known to have an alcohol and prescription drug problem.
She was last seen on Chevo Court in Little Rock and may be traveling in a black Range Rover with the license plate number 046 SBB. So if you see her, you're asked to call police.
Justices of the peace in Arkansas may not be required to perform same-sex weddings. This is according to Attorney General Leslie Rutledge. She says even though clerks must issue marriage licenses, justices could use the state's new religious objections law as a defense to perform over a ceremony. She went on to say, though, it's unclear whether it would hold up in court. The special prosecutor assigned to the case involving the death of a Hot Springs toddler says he needs more information before going forward with possible charges. Right now, he's waiting on the medical examiner's report. The 18-month-old Thomas Naramore was found dead last month after being left in a hot car. He's the son of Garland County Circuit Judge Wade Naramore. So far, no criminal charges have been filed. In Jefferson County, officials are still working to repair the jail after a riot last week. Major Lafayette Woods says ceiling tiles and sprinklers need to be fixed. Meanwhile, the 5 inmates they believe started everything are now in isolation. Violence erupted after officials say inmates were upset over certain privileges being taken away. Woods says those restrictions are still in place, but will periodically be reevaluated.
Cleanup is expected to begin today at the playgrounds of 2 Little Rock elementary schools that authorities say were set on fire. District leaders say the damage done to equipment at Franklin and Geyer Springs elementary schools totals more than $200,000. Right now, police are still looking for what appears to be 3 teens who were there 30 minutes before the playground went up in flames. Meanwhile, school leaders say new equipment won't be in place before the start of the school year. And 2 teens in Rogers are facing charges after police say they vandalized a historic church. 18-year-old Jacob Bilou and a 17-year-old are accused of breaking at least 8 windows last month at Mount Hebron Church. And church leaders say that was built back in 1904, and it'll cost them roughly $2,000 to repair each window. Charges include breaking and entering and also commercial burglary.
The Fort Smith attorney fighting to keep Southside's Rebel mascot and Dixie fight song says it will cost taxpayers around $265,000 once the switch is complete. Those numbers were released yesterday. Last month, the Fort Smith School Board voted to change both. Soon after, attorney Joey McCutcheon filed a lawsuit against the district. Meanwhile, school leaders say they're confident the cost will go down. Starting this fall, a new program will happen in 13 schools across 6 counties in Arkansas for kids dealing with traumatic stress. It's called A Chance, and U.S. Attorney Connor Eldridge is behind it. When children are present for a violent crime or traumatic event, the program will ensure police notify their school by the next morning. The school will then be able to give that student special attention.
We do hope that this will reverse the cycle of violence and that those kids will have a chance today that they didn't have in previous years.
The program is free but does rely on the commitment of law enforcement agencies and school staff. It's being implemented in Washington, Sebastian, Crawford, Union, Clark, and Ouachita counties.
Nationally, 10 Republican presidential candidates will go head-to-head tonight in the first primetime debate in this presidential race. Donald Trump, Jeb Bush, Mike Huckabee, and 7 others will discuss topics like foreign policy and the Affordable Health Care Act. That debate starts tonight at 8 o'clock on the Fox News network. And a Louisiana police officer is dead and authorities are searching for his killer. Police say this happened last night in Shreveport. Officers were responding to a call about a suspicious person at a home, and a man was reportedly carrying a gun and threatening to hurt those inside. Police say the gunman shot the officer in the house and he later died at the hospital. The officer's name, meanwhile, hasn't yet been released. And in Memphis, hundreds of officers honored Officer Sean Bolton with a procession after his visitation last night. Bolton was killed Saturday during a traffic stop in southeast Memphis. His funeral is at 11 o'clock today at Bellevue Baptist Church in Cordova. Police in Nashville, Tennessee are trying to figure out what led a man to attack people at a movie theater. It happened yesterday afternoon as the movie Mad Max Fury Road was starting. Officials say 29-year-old Vicente David Montano was wearing a backpack on his chest and a surgical mask when he started spraying people with pepper spray. He also had a pellet gun and a hatchet. A SWAT team shot and killed him as he tried to leave the theater. 8 people were in the theater when this incident happened. Officers in Mississippi have arrested 61-year-old Alfred Berea in connection with a military post shooting. He faces disturbing the peace and possession of a weapons charge. Authorities say shots were fired there Tuesday, then again yesterday morning. No one was hurt in either incident. This investigation, meanwhile, still ongoing. Bluebell gets the okay to resume production and sale of ice cream at its Alabama plant.
The health department gave the go-ahead after an inspection found the plant now meets all state public health standards. The company, though, has not given a date for when its products will be back on store shelves. Its Texas and Oklahoma plants are still closed.
And back here in Arkansas, the deadline to apply for FEMA assistance is quickly approaching. Officials say the deadline to register is August 25th. So far, FEMA has approved assistance for a couple $100,000 for those affected by the severe weather from May 7th through June 15th. Right now, there are 9 counties declared disaster areas for assistance. Little Rock firefighters trying to keep the community cool, but they need your help to do it.
Right now, the department has a box fan drive going on, and they're asking that the public help by donating. All you have to do is drop one off at any Little Rock station.
Yeah, last year the department managed to collect around 100 fans, but they say right now they're out because they've given away so many.
And don't forget about our back to school blitz. We're teaming up with the United Way to help nearly 50,000 kids in Arkansas for the upcoming school year.
Tonight from 5 to 7, we'll be live at the Walmart in Bryant. You can also drop off donations at any Walmart in Central Arkansas. Hope you will. If you ever wanted to know how to hit the catwalk like high fashion models, well, now you have the chance.
Coming up, we'll tell you how. Also, it's time for festivals. Later in the show, find out where you can enjoy watermelon and also have a good time.
And your forecast calls for a few more showers this morning. Then it gets really hot again. After all, it is August in Arkansas. There's Live HuMax. We'll have your details coming up.